I've come up with a way to totally eradicate this whole idea of rejection in sales. If it's over at hello, how the heck are you going to succeed in selling? You've got to rise above that and change your mindset.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Stump The Guru show. We are back for an exciting show as usual every month. Thank you for everybody who's been downloading the recordings from this in the different podcast locations, especially Spotify. We've had a growing audience. People are really getting into the insights from the show. And my name is Ari Galper, if you don't know who I am. Specialized in trust-based selling for the last 2 decades, building out my own body of work. Super excited to be here today. We are working on some really interesting things for the new year. And we want to announce as well, coming out next month, our new app called Selling with Trust. You can get on the waiting list if you like. It's on the screen there. Just go to arigalper.com/app waitlist. We're building a whole global community called the Trust Movement inside the app. In the app will be my best content, access to my best courses, a community we're building that's going to be across the world. Literally, we have facilitators, chapters in every major city we'll be launching. We have trust-based leaders who will be chapter heads and creating networking opportunities and building communities underneath the umbrella of trust. It's our own essential network around trust-based business building. And for 20 years, I've had a large following, but most of my folks who followed me are in different mediums and channels. So we decided to bring it all together into one global community underneath the app. So the app will be available soon. Just go to that link, arigalper.com/app waitlist. Put your name and email on there. You'll be the first to download and get in. And we have different levels in there as well to access our best content. But we're also looking for what we call trust-based leaders to be able to have their own chapter in their own city, to bring business owners together to discuss the values of trust, trust-based selling, share ideas, share leads, network, and grow businesses together. The mission of the trust movement is to change the way business is done around the world using trust as the core foundation. And it's been a long time in coming, and now more than ever is it time to launch this movement. So we're super excited about it. Hopefully you can get on the waiting list. If you don't know much about me, you can get my book called Trust in a Split Second at thetrustbook.com. Learn about our world. This show is about people coming on live, me unprepared without a net, to answer your questions, provide coaching, provide insights. We try and squeeze in as many people as we can within a 30-minute time frame. So I want to kind of kick this off today with a brief theme. Every month we have a new theme, and this theme is about the concept of the fact that if you start a sales conversation with somebody at a peer-to-peer level, that could demean or diminish your authority on your conversation in your phone call or your Zoom call in terms of positioning. It's very easy for us to want to start, quote, a relationship with a new lead, where you have a first meeting with them and you feel it's your job for them to like you, get to know you, and to bond at a peer-to-peer level. The problem with that is peer-to-peer relationships start at a social level, which creates social rules, which means you're not an authority with them, you're equal with them. And once you get into a social relationship with them, you can't shift to an authoritative position. It's too late. So we teach the concept of more of a doctor-patient mentality, where your job is not to become their friend pre-sale. You can certainly build a relationship with them post-sale, but pre-sale, you have to begin the relationship at an authority level. And hence why we have a whole model around this called the one call sale, where we have a diagnostic process that builds trust at the same time, that breaks old habits of trying to create chemistry, trying to get them to like you, trying to bond together, try and make them laugh. And because oftentimes you have a great call with somebody and there's so much chemistry on the conversation, you end the call, you say to yourself, oh my God, that was a great meeting. We really got along well. It's going to go fantastic. And the next thing you know, you're chasing the person, they don't call you back. So if you want to learn more about this concept of shifting away from a peer-to-peer relationship to a trusted authority positioning relationship, then definitely get my book, Trust in a Split Second, at thetrustbook.com. So we'll jump on to the room in the back here. Folks are waiting to jump on to ask me questions for any challenges they might have around their sales issues or business growth issues, and I'll give them some insight from their perspective, and we'll go from there. So, Steve, who do we have back there?
All righty. Oh, hang on. Let me fix that real quick. There we go. Happy New Year, everybody. And as always, our streak of being opposites continues. I love it. I'm going to bring Derek on real quick. Hey, Derek, how are you? You've been on here a bunch, but please, for the people that haven't heard about you yet and know about you, let everybody know a little bit about who you are, your name, your business, and everything else, please.
Derek, we can't hear you for some reason. Your audio is not coming through.
Oh, sorry. I had myself on.
There you go. No problem.
Yeah, all right, good to see you again. Just a bit of background. I'm in enterprise sales for environmental health and safety software. So I'll give you a bit of a context about this scenario, Ari. So I met a potential, I met a company back in June of 2025, and they provided the kind of services our clients need. And, they're experts in it. So we had a meeting about our solution, kind of what their challenges, needs are with their clients. Our VP met with our CEO. There was a direct connection. So I said, well, why don't we form a partnership? Because I think there's good synergy there. So this has ended up going over the last few weeks from June, forward
You
to
say partnership. You mean them referring clients to you?
Well, both ways,
Or
right?
you work with them. Okay.
Yeah, we would work with them. So they would provide the services to our client. We could bring them business, because they need a solution like ours for their clients. So it was a good fit.
Okay.
Went on for months. They said, the VP said, I have to check with my CEO, my business partner, make sure everything's okay, get his final blessing. He got busy. His partner got busy, went on for weeks, because we wanted to sign some sort of partnership agreement. Anyhow, it finally got to October, and then I had to send fall on your sword message where I said to him, hey, John, hope you're doing well. I haven't heard back from you last week, and that's completely okay. Usually when things go quiet, it means the timing isn't quite right. Priorities have shifted, or the partnership agreement has simply fallen off the radar for now. Either way, I don't want to assume. Would it make sense to have a quick chat where things stand? No pressure at all. Happy to step back if it's easier. He calls me back in 30 minutes. He says, I appreciate your professionalism. He tells me there's a bit of a concern that now there's one company that provides a bit of what we do, and they have an existing relationship and they don't want to step on their toes. And I said, we don't need any exclusivity. We don't have to step on their toes. Spoke from a position of abundance. There's plenty of business out there, and then same thing happened, okay, well, let me check, now we got a sales manager. Anyhow, so this has been going on for now January, that we have a draft partnership agreement, and he's taken it internally to discuss with this team. But my question for you, Ari, is now this is June. This has been going on. So I'm trying to get to the point of why does he keep dragging this on, and really get to the truth and say, okay, what's going on here? We had this wonderful conversation, synergy with our CEO, and now we're here
This is so much of what I mentioned as we began this call, where it's a kumbaya, it's a love fest. The executives get together, they high five each other, yeah, this is going to be awesome, right? And then everything's it's a honeymoon period. Then the marriage starts, and then it's not the same anymore. So this happens. This is a classic sales challenge that happens all the time with a quote prospect or partner. Everything's wonderful, and then somehow they drop off. Okay, so nothing's new here in your situation. Now, I think what might be missing that caused this is a lack of structure on your part to provide them with a roadmap. First meeting. Now, I don't know if you have this or not, but another client might have the same problem as you, and I told them from now on, I want you to create a visual roadmap that shows them what the partnership relationship looks like, not once you're a partner, but now. What the process is, the timeline of how you work to engage with someone. Phase 1, initial consensus. Phase 2, we meet to discuss details. Phase 3, we look at an agreement together. Phase 4, like you put a process together. This is shown in the first meeting, and you put a timeline underneath it with an arrow that says 30 days, 30 days, 30 days. And in the first meeting, you say, here's our milestones we want to achieve. Otherwise, we'll have a great call today, and we'll both disappear, and it'll end up in la la land, which is what happened with you.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you mean by that concept?
Well, yeah. So I know about the roadmap, and I agree with you 100%. It was missing because I think we're just flying by.
That's why I got here. So I'll give you some ideas in a second, but I want you to at least go backwards for a second and to understand how you got here. So I don't want you to be afraid to ever not have a roadmap for every initial opportunity, whether it's a sale or a partnership. Human beings need structure. They need to have accountability. They need to be held accountable. So your CEO would have ideally said to him, look, John, sounds great. Hey, look, here's our process. Here's how we work with partnerships to make sure that we're holding each other accountable. Here's a timeline. Are you okay with that? Guy goes, yeah, I like it. You got a process? Awesome. Now, if he sticks to that process, great. If he drops off, that tells you from their point of view, are they going to be a great partner? Probably not.
No.
So you're the adult, they're the child. You got to bring them up to kind of the structure level. So anyways, I'm just going back because I need to go back to help you see this, to prevent it from happening ever again. Yeah. Now, the only thing you can do at this point, you can't keep chasing this guy on a phone call, obviously. And maybe they decided it's too close for comfort to have another provider who's a subset of your stuff, and they don't want to do it because they're just nervous about, even though you're not competing, they don't want to do it. At least he told you the truth, didn't he? From that email, which was great. You didn't know that before until that email out, right?
Yeah, he did. So Ari, I will tell you, I'm going to be meeting him at the beginning of March at a trade show in person with his president. So there's an opportunity for that in-person conversation.
Great. Okay, so here's what I do before that meeting. I would start to mail him some things in the physical mail, drip him some stuff, an article, some content about your partnership opportunities, not email, not phone calls, but physically every 2 weeks, send him something with a handwritten note. Hey, John, hope you're doing well. Looking forward to seeing you in our meeting coming up. Here's some food for thought to think about as we begin talking about the idea of working together, and give him some value of content in this physical paper, a report, a spreadsheet, forecast, possibilities, a case study, a story. Keep this thing alive through offline means, not online.
Right.
When they get to you, when they meet with them, they'll have a stack of stuff from you, and they'll feel a sense of ownership of the relationship, and they'll take you seriously. Otherwise, they would have forgot about everything that happened the last few months because they're too busy working on their own business.
Yeah, you got it.
Do you have stuff you can send to them, you think, that would help prod or build a relationship with them?
I'd have to create
stories. You'll have to create it. You'll have to create stuff that's trust assets where they go, oh, man, look at these guys. They're doing this. It's the only way to keep this thing alive, all right?
Yeah. Agreed.
Thanks for coming back. That's a great scenario. And I hope everyone else listening to this, when they're creating partnerships, don't get seduced by the chemistry and the excitement that both partners feel. Add a structure and the roadmap on the first meeting to make sure you hold the other person accountable. It applies the same to your sales process. So thank you, Derek, for coming back. I appreciate that.
No problem. Thanks, Ari.
All right. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah.
Okay. We're back to Stump the Guru. So you can see there's very interesting scenarios coming up here based upon the theme I talked about earlier today. It's really easy for us in a sales position to make assumptions, to assume because there's chemistry, we all get along, we all like each other, somehow it's all going to work itself out. Gosh, how many times I've heard the story of people saying that and that end up chasing somebody who never calls them back or never tells them the truth. So hopefully you got some insights today to create this roadmap structure for your business. Anyone else back there, Steve?
Yeah, we got a packed house today, so I'm going to go quick. We're going to bring Artemis on right now. Artemis, the same thing. If you could tell everybody a little bit about yourself and your business, and then your question for Ari, please.
Artemis is back with a smile, which is a very good sign.
Yes. Hello, Sales Guru. It's good to see you.
Welcome back. Yeah, fill everybody in on what you do again.
Okay, so I work for a private global success club. I do sales for them.
Yeah.
And last time I was here, I had a question about, I had a person who said they're going to purchase on the phone, and then it said it's just going to be a few hours, and I want to purchase, and they didn't. And I couldn't understand why, but now I did. So what happened was there was 2 tiers, price points, and honestly, they told me that they're going to buy the more expensive tier after I do go through the process, which I honestly felt they probably shouldn't have, because they told me everything, the financial situation, everything. And I was like, wow, they probably should be buying that. And there were 2 people like that, and they didn't buy. And honestly, I didn't pursue them because I was like, maybe they should wait. So what I realized is that I broke the trust with myself, because I'm here to help them to improve their life, not to put themselves in financial pressure.
Right.
Mission. So I stopped doing that, and I would offer a smaller tier for the people who can afford it. And since then, people would come back and purchase when they promised to. Even so, they start buying even after they say, "Hey, it's going to take me a week," but they would actually come back and purchase because it's better for them.
You know where that comes from? Because sometimes we don't know when they share with us about their situation financially, they're telling us the truth or they're negotiating with us. And so if we don't know if it's the truth or not, we end up just saying, oh, just as a game, let me try and sell them the highest thing. But if you build trust with them from the beginning, like you are doing, and now you're aware what they're telling you is true, and they tell you right now, financially, it's difficult for me, and it's true, then you can come back down to their level and say, okay, no problem. Let's work together and figure out the ideal situation for you that can work for you. How about this? So I think what you're learning here is that if you can get better at trust building, they get better at telling you the truth, and you don't have to sell above them with something they're not ready for yet. Does that make sense? I have people a lot of times to talk to us and say, well, I want to work with you guys, Ari, but we can't afford it. I say, no problem. Tell me about your situation. And they tell me this and this and this and that. Okay, I say, no problem. You tell me what would work for you. What would be an ideal plan for you? And I'll tell you if I think we can make that work for you. And then they come back to me with what they used to do is give me a payment plan. It's like they just can't afford the whole thing up front. I said, fine. I said, look, I say this, and it's true. For me, what's most important is not the amount of money. What's most important that you start the process somewhere and move yourself forward. Exactly. Does that make sense? Is that helpful?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and just one quick comment. So they get so excited about the product that I wasn't even asking for the sale. They're like, I'm going for it. I'm buying it. And I should have been, okay, you know what? Let's down one notch so that you're actually comfortable and enjoy it. So yeah.
Sometimes you got to slow them down.
Yes.
So
that was
might be that's huge. I know, because you know why it's huge? Because it's counterintuitive. See, we're taught to generate excitement, enthusiasm, motivate them, because it's all about the sale when you think the old way. But when you think this way, it's not about the sale. It's about the truth of their situation and doing what's right for them and thinking about them, not about us.
Yes.
And what that does is it makes you more transparent, more open, and you come across more authentic. And I'm so glad you made that shift in your mind, because that's part of your journey to getting a black belt in trust-based selling.
Yes, Guru.
There you go. There you go. So thanks for coming back, and I appreciate that comment. And look out for the app coming out next month, okay?
Sounds great.
All right. Good to see you, Artemis. Okay, we're back with Stump the Guru show. We are live. We have this show every month. People jump on, ask questions. So, Steve, who else is back there?
All right, we keep filling up as we knock people down. More are coming. So today, everybody wants to start the new year off right, and I'm going to bring Matt on next. Hey, Matt, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Doing all
Good.
right. Same thing. If you could tell everybody a little bit about yourself and then your challenge for Ari.
Gotcha. My name is Matt Dillingham. My company's called Intuitive Advising. One of the things that we sell that I'm focused on is credit repair because it's needed here in the States.
Well, sorry, you said credit repair, right?
Yeah, credit repair. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah.
Gotcha. And business credit too. So my thing is, and I got introduced to your stuff like the other day, and I booked a call with you for next week. So I got to get the book. I'm over to Amazon. It's a little process. And since then, I'm thinking about how to be more of the doctor patient versus, trying to be friendly and all that stuff. The only question I have is, until I meet with you and things, get the book and things, I get nothing but referrals, and I've had some people over the last 30 days, couple months, just kind of ghost me. And knowing what I know now is like, great, but what would you suggest I would do moving forward to reach back out to them, see if they're, trying to find out if they're ready, if something's happened in life, or if they are, whatever it is, just so I'm not endlessly texting, calling, and just wasting my time. So
yes. So if you heard the first person that came on, that was Derek. What he does, he sent out that email. He got ghosted too. He sent out what we call the Fall on Your Sword email that I created. And I'll say it right now what the email is. But the concept is you're going to send them an email to let them know that somewhere along the way in your process, something went wrong on your end, not their end. It's like you saying, hey, it's me. It's not you. I'm not going to chase you anymore. So here's kind of how it goes. So the subject line is, and this is all recorded, so you can get the recording on this. But the subject line is apology, ... Okay. Okay. Hi, John. Hope you are well. Next line. I haven't heard from you for a few weeks, which is perfectly fine. I assume it must be something on my end. Maybe I missed something, didn't give you exactly what you needed, didn't answer your questions, or you can tweak this, or whatever it might be. But I'm just reaching out to you not to move. Here it is, not to move things forward, only to get your feedback to see if you have any thoughts on how I can improve next time around. When people get honest feedback, they improve to help next time around. Take care. Talk soon. Looking forward to hearing from you, Matt. Now, see, what you're saying there between the lines is this. You're saying it's over. I don't care about the sale anymore, which is I'm not going to chase anymore. I'm done. I'm going to say it's probably me. It's not you. It has to be me. That's why you're not calling me back.
The breakup is not you. It's me. Right.
You're following your sword saying, hey, it's me. I'm vulnerable. Uncle, I give up. It is me. It has to be me. I broke trust somewhere, and I'm sorry about that. I would love to get your feedback to honestly improve myself as a human being. Now, this is gold, because when you send this out, we get a 99% response rate on this email. And usually what they say is this is the funniest thing, Matt. They go, oh, no. It's not you. It's X. And the truth comes out. When I used to do live seminars, I had all the attendees bring their laptops in. At lunchtime, we had them all just send out his emails to all these ghosts, and they got to get after lunch. They came back, and their emails were full of the same response. It's the funniest thing. So use that, test that, and we'll talk to you soon. Okay.
Cool. Thank you.
All right. Talk later. Okay, we're back. Stump the Guru Show. All kinds of interesting stories. Questions from sophisticated ones to basic ones like how to stop chasing people. The Fall on Your Sword email is magical. I invented that years ago and tested that in front of live audiences. And you got to be truthful about it. It's not a gimmick, because they're not calling you back for one reason, something you did wrong, not them. Hence why you're here to learn about how to stop this from the beginning, because my whole theory is the sales loss in the beginning of the process, not the end. Something you did wrong at hello. Your mindset, your positioning, trying to build a relationship too early. All these things is what breaks everything down. So thanks for that question. Who else do we have, Steve?
All righty. Well, I love that we've got a lot of new people in here today, right? Because we have a lot of tried and true people that come all the time, but to see some new blood is absolutely awesome. And with that in mind, I'm going to bring Arvin on right now. And Arvin, you've seen what we've been saying with everybody.
Yeah.
So the same for you, my friend. If you could just do your shtick with Ari and tell everybody who you are and then your question, please.
Yes. Thank you for having me. I'm Arvin from Stripe Success Solution. I'm based here in Melbourne, and I run an AI agency. essentially as an AI partner. And yeah, I'm new and it's really timely. I have a call 10:15 today for a new uh, a new lead. And yeah, the structure, I'm more into the structure. So because the calls that I usually have, I'm quite big in networking. So usually the calls are quite warmer, but this one is a referral from someone in the networking space. And the structure that I'm running on is the call that this is going to be is introductory, kind of qualifying them, and then the goal would be leading to the discovery call, and then from there, once everything's aligned, then another call for the roadmap and strategic. So I just want to ask, is this the right approach for someone in my space? Because this is really new. I have no structure to follow from someone else. So would love to hear your advice. And, Ari, thank you.
Sure, Arvin. So your goal is to collapse all those steps into one step, not multiple steps. That's the first thing in your mind. How? Because I heard you say qualify, then this, then the meeting. That if it goes too long, too far, you're going to lose them. So I've got a model called the one call sale, and here's the concept: when they show up on this meeting, okay, your goal is not to qualify them. You're the doctor. Your job is to unpack their issue and help them build a business case for the problem itself, called cost of inaction. What's it costing their business right now not to solve the problem that they have? Okay, so it's a different way of thinking about this. Most salespeople think, oh, I got to qualify them first, then I got to do this first, then I got to do this first. But no, in this case, you have a lead. They probably have an operational issue which needs AI tools of some sort, but you have to diagnose and identify what their problem is they're trying to solve, then work with them to build a business case around the justification for it. So even though you can probably solve it for them, you have to ask questions like this. So when they show up, first thing you're going to say is this: if it's okay with you, if you wouldn't mind, take a step back, walk me through your background, your situation, and up to your current challenges you have that brought you in today. Now, then they'll tell you their challenges. Don't try and solve it. Then start to go even deeper. Say things like, how long has it been a problem for you for? What have you done so far on your own to try and resolve it up until now? What's it costing your business by having this problem be persistent and constant every month? Have you thought about or calculated the impact to your operations by not having this solved? Now, that is a question that they've never been asked before except by you. They're going to go, I don't know what's costing us. Well, let's work together here on this call to figure out at least some kind of sense of what the impact is, because if you can't justify a business case behind this, there's no way you want to invest to solve the problem. See, even though they want to solve the problem, they might say to you it's too expensive. So you have to help them build a business case as to what the impact is. You can say things like this: what's it costing you right now on a monthly basis to have the issue? What's the impact with your team? Are they not accessing content fast enough? How is it impacting your market share, your lead side? Tell me all the areas of your company that is impacted by the problem. Then you can help them understand the gravity of it, the seriousness of it, and they start to feel a sense of ownership. And then the last question you'll ask is this one: is this a priority for you?
Wow. Yep.
To solve once and for all. Then they can decide right there and then, Arvin, on the first call, yes, I want to do this. Before the pricing, before anything. Then you say this: may I walk you through my roadmap process for how I work from here? Then you can go from there. Does that make sense? So I gave you a quick synopsis of our one call sale process. Reach out to us at arigalper.com, schedule a consultation, and we'll give you some more insights on that and kind of customize your business. That should get you started for today.
No, I really appreciate that. Thank you very much, Ari. Yeah. I mean,
Here's the thing, Arvin. I don't want you to have to do any more free consulting.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay.
No, that's wonderful. No,
All right.
that's hit the spot right there.
Awesome. All right. Talk to you soon. Take care. Steve, let's get one more person. I think we have one more left. Let's squeeze them in, and that way we'll round the show off.
Yeah, so Sam's going to be coming into close right now, so we're going to bring in Sam.
Do we
What's
have
up,
one
Sam?
person back?
Happy New
Is
Year.
there anyone else? Is there anyone else back there? I guess not.
No,
Okay,
he was. No, the other gentleman was leaving.
That's
so
cool.
yep. So all good. Sam, Happy New Year's, my friend. I haven't seen you yet.
Happy New Year, Steve.
And yeah, hey, tell everybody about yourself and your question for Ari.
Yeah, look, I'm a varied background doing a lot of things that required a lot of trust, and I was doing it wrong. Met Ari about almost 20 years ago now, and he's changed my world. So a lot of the things you've been talking about, Ari, I remember now applying them so many ways back in the early days. And it's funny, you mentioned about the apology email, and I coach people about the apology email now. I do it myself still, and it's still a critical part. But here's the funny thing, and I remember when I tell people this, and I remember when you told me, instantly our reaction is, I'm not doing that. I've done nothing wrong. What? Send an apology email? It's not my fault, right? So it's funny how that reaction is our first instinctive, but that tells us a lot about ourselves, right? But it's what you said is accurate. Every time I've used this email, right, it's either going to get you, it'll get you a response, right? And it's usually, as you said, no, it's not you, it's me, right? And that sort of thing. And the truth comes out, which really, when you think about it, that's all we want. We actually don't mind if someone has a reason for they not showing up or they've abandoned us or whatever. I mean, life happens. That's okay. So we all want the truth. So that's usually the outcome. And, sometimes you don't get any response, which is fine. It tells you a lot as well. And so it's a very valuable tool. So I love hearing that. Thanks for that, sharing that with the people. And the other comment I've got on what you talked about the relationship pre-sale, I mean, that's just so ingrained in us consistently. And I think it comes down to, a lot of what we've been taught about how to do that. And the one that makes me laugh that I know I was told a long time ago when I was back in, the old days of selling was like, Sam, find common ground. When you go talk to people, find common ground. When you walk in, look at things on their office, on their wall. If you see a golf club or something, say, yeah, I play golf too. But now I realize that's just totally going off the wrong track. You're right. You go into social land, social norms, and it's hard to then transition to business. It's the same reason why you go see a doctor. They don't try to be your friend, right? Because it compromises their ability to actually diagnose. They feel bad if they've got to tell you something.
Well said, Sam. I'll cut you off here, but thank you for that rounding off today's show, because those two elements are key. And I hope everyone else is watching and listening to this is writing all this down, because this could be a game changer for everyone on this conversation today. So we'll end this show today. Thank you for joining. Don't forget, our new app's coming out soon called Selling with Trust. You can get on the waiting list to get it early at arigalper.com/app waitlist. It's a global network we're building of chaps all over the world of trust-based business owners who want to make a shift, want to make a change, and grow their business from a trust perspective. So thanks for joining, Sam, Steve, and everyone who came in today. We'll see you next time. Signing off for now.
I've come up with a way to totally eradicate this whole idea of rejection in sales. If it's over at hello, how the heck are you going to succeed in selling? You've got to rise above that and change your mindset.